So how do we do this fantastic illusion? Okay, this is called the vortex card trick. I think it's a classic of magic, a new classic of magic. It's really fun to do. You can carry this in your pocket all day long, ready to blow people's minds. Okay, so here's the thing, it's very simple to do. I'll give you two handlings. You've got the basic handling, and you've got slightly more advanced, but again, not that difficult if you put the practice in. So here we go. You start off with two cards. One of them is going to be the Queen of Clubs. Always normal card. However, this card here won't always be the two of clubs. It will be just any card in the pack. But it has a special print design on the back, which is this. This is that really nice, weird, twisted Queen of Clubs illusion with the card. Really, really cool. So when you start the trick, you start with this card here, whatever card it is, with the Queen design on the back, in front of the other card. I like to talk about creating an illusion maybe, or putting you under hypnosis. And I just casually, without making a big, don't go, look, I've got two normal cards here. Never do things like that. It calls way too much attention to the cards. It's what we call don't run if you're not being chased, okay? So just turn them over casually like that. All this does is reinforce that the cards are normal. I do this like this. I show them like that. I turn them over. I separate them, and I turn the Queen over like that. And it should give the impression that both cards have a normal back. So once again, two starts in the front, or whatever card that is, and you start like this. So I want to try and maybe hypnotize you with these two cards. Haven't mentioned a thing about the cards, but the spectators have seen in their mind two cards that have got normal backs. Okay, now I'm going to turn this card like this, and essentially I'm looking at this design here. What I'm going to do now is also turn the Queen over, so I'm looking at the Queen and I'm looking at the back of this, and I'm going to line the cards up. Now to do this on camera is quite difficult, but I'm going to show you what's happening here. This is how it's looking at the moment. Doesn't look very aligned, and what I'm going to do is use the pip here and the top of her head to line up with the lines here and here. So the edge of this card here, I'm going to align with this top border line here, this line here, and the pip here. Now let me just show you this. You can never get it perfect, and you will not get that alignment trying to do this straight as a cross. You'll need to turn that printed card at an angle like this, so that it's this kind of angle here. You'll see that when you're doing the alignment, okay? A slight angle, so that what you would aim for maybe is the corners of the printed card to be aligned from here to the opposite sides. Sounds a bit fiddly, and it is in the beginning. First time you try this, a bit sort of strange to get your eyes accustomed to this, because you will fool your own eyes with the illusion. So remember the lines of the Queen around the border. I get it just like that, and then I look at the pip. Try to get the pip right, the top pip. You'll never get the bottom pip right or everything perfect, but if you get the lines lined up and the pip slightly, you can get this to be really good. You might have to tilt the card a bit more, just play with it. Now I think it's as good as it's going to get. If I just turn around now, the two cards, you get that illusion, and it's really strange. If I just pull that card away, you can see where the line is, right? So remember that edge is there, that's there. And if you have to come back to this video a few times and watch the alignment, do that. That's why you've got this video of me teaching you this. Okay, so it's here and you're here now. So I will teach you the super basic handling first. This is the really easy way to do. Trick still looks great, and then move on to the more advanced, which I'll show you in a second. So you would be like this in this position, and now one hand will be free, okay? So I'm going to grab these two cards like this. So hands kind of facing outwards, palms outwards, thumb on the back here, fingers holding the other cards. So you're holding two cards together, and now you should be able to just let go like that, okay? But I do that as I'm about to move the cards. So let me just align again. I got one aligned there. I'm talking to you. So I'm going to take here, and all I'm going to do is start moving them like this, holding very tight. Really tight, otherwise they slide around. I do this and I go, look, does that confuse you? Does that make you see a blur? And as I'm doing this, I'm just going to turn my hand around. Now, Don't just go from here and go, look, I don't think it's good. It doesn't really sell the illusion as well. I think this works better if you start, remember, get ready, come here and go, watch, if I do this, and just shake your hand around, go around in a sort of circle, and then turn, and then just keep going for a bit. So as I turn, I don't just stop dead. I turn and move, okay? And then I bring it to a halt. And now I can readjust the fingers slightly to show that it's completely twisted. You can look at it yourself, enjoy the illusion for a second, but let it sink in that the two cards are twisted. I wouldn't hold it there for more than, say, 10 seconds. I think just a quick kind of glimpse, look at that, let it sink in, 5 or 6 seconds. Everyone's going crazy, oh my God, wow. Now, this hand here, your empty hand here, whether it's your right hand or left hand, you're going to kind of turn it like this because you're now going to grab, this is the 2 by the way now, this is the 2 facing me. Your top card here, I'll come in really close, you can see this. This is, you're going to pull this away from this card, and if you pull it and bend it at the same time, like, so you're going to do this movement and move forwards. You're going to go from here to here, turning the card over. And as you do that, it will look like the 2 of clubs is coming through the Queen of clubs, like that. So that has to be done pretty quickly. Very cool illusion. I'll do that one more time. Let me just line everything up again. So kind of here like this. And once you get good at this, it doesn't take too long to line up. It takes a couple of seconds. You're here. You say, watch, if I just move like this. No, nothing. Okay, keep watching. Oh, you see that? Really weird, right? Very strange indeed. And now I just grab hold of the 2 clearly, and I do this movement forwards, looking like it's going right through the card. Now from here, I'm going to show the Queen once like this, okay, and place them both together. You can pause for a second, turn them around, flip over again if you need to. I think there's a bit of what I call overkill, it's too much. But from there, the cards go back into your pocket, you're reset, you're ready to go for the next bunch of people and friends to really blow their minds. So have fun with that. Now for the bonus handling, which I used in the performance video of slightly more advanced handling. So everything's the same up to the alignment. Get the alignment of the cards right. Okay, when you're happy with the lines and the pips, sort of almost matching perfectly. My free hand now is at those opposite corners. Okay, where they are, I'm just going to place my thumb on the lower corner, lower inner corner, finger, second finger on top, and hold those 2 together like this. Now you want to kind of squeeze them like that, okay, gives it a nice, makes them sort of sit together nicely. Now what's going to happen, I have this finger free here, okay? Now I'm going to start with this finger on top, and I'm going to move the hands as before, in the first simple handling, round and around. I'll show this again, don't have to do this really, really quickly. Just do it nice and slowly. But I think big, round, circular motion, the bigger motion will hide the smaller motion. The smaller motion is going to be this. While you're moving like this, when you're ready, you're going to do this. I'll do it so we're not moving so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to use this finger here. This finger is going to pull inwards, and the cards together will turn around on their axis because it acts like a pivot point. Thumb and finger here act like a pivot point. They come in. Now, typically your fingers get in the way here and it blocks here. So you're going to have to practice this. I tend to find that if I bow the cards inwards like that, I can grab here and it opens out more space here. So by doing this, okay, as I'm here, it pulls this part inwards towards me, bends it in. I can put my finger casually there. You'll find actually this move is a lot easier than what it looks like right now. It's actually not very hard at all. Inwards, place your finger here, turn. Finger is still contact in the back and just hold right there. Okay, so once again, so from here, you can just practice by doing that non-stop, okay? You can re-grip, second finger, first finger is always out here on its own. I bow the cards inwards, place my finger here, use it to pull the cards around, they pivot around, and boom. Okay. That all should be done as you're doing the swirling movement. So you start from here, okay, and you do that, okay. I'll give you an extra tip. This is something that helps me sometimes in the beginning when I was first learning this, is exactly the same thing. You're bending the cards in here, you've got your fingers here. Now these fingers are here doing nothing. They can help you. So they can, if you can get them behind the two cards, they can help to, while this is pulling, they're pushing like that. Okay, so these two fingers are kind of just pushing gently against the card. It just helps the whole movement, and all your fingers are helping to do that revolving move. Again, don't be scared by this. Practice is part of learning magic, and a real tip from me would be that you've got to start enjoy practicing, because if you enjoy the practicing, then the magic is so much easier. So you turn like that. Okay, we're here. Once you've got to this part, so we're here, you're doing this, and it happens as you're turning around, you stop. Now from here, I do the same thing. I just grab hold of the two, this movement, and it looks just like it's coming through the card. Show them both, everyone's going crazy, show them again, and you have finished the trick. So have fun, enjoy the vortex trick, practice, it's worth the practice, because you will blow people's minds. Be ready for that.